Hello. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday, man. Looks like Mexico has gone complete revolution, man. The clips I'm seeing, this is nothing like the No Kings protest. This is nothing like what we've seen from the ICE protest. This is looking like complete fucking revolution in Mexico. Looks like Gen Z is leading the way. Good old Gen Z, they're not happy about their cartel government. I mean, things have been pretty bad. I've been wondering for a while, like, why don't the people of Mexico like come out and want to get rid of this corrupt government? Because like you look at like how many political assassinations there's been since like 2020. I'll pull it up in a little bit. It's fucking crazy in Mexico, and the footage that's coming out of there today is nuts, man. It's nuts. Like they're taking over the presidential palace. The police are completely outnumbered, getting their asses whooped. Because what are you going to do when the whole population just shows up? And it's like thousands of fucking people versus like your 100 cops. And those people are rowdy as fuck. They're not like afraid. They're just like hell-bent on taking shit. That's what it looks like is going on in Mexico. I don't know where we're at right now. Like, the latest, is this still going on? I'm trying to keep up. I can't find any live streams out of Mexico right now. I don't even know what time is it in Mexico City. What time is it in Mexico City? That's a good question. Let me find that out. What time is it in Mexico City? 9:03 p.m. Oh, they're at the same fucking time zone as me, dude. Crazy. I didn't know Mexico City was in my time zone. 9:03 p.m. Yeah, same time here. Crazy. So yeah, I guess it's calmed down because it's nighttime. But we're gonna go through all the footage. Crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit. We'll catch up with the MTG Trump fallout, which is a fucking disaster, if you ask me. People are burning their MAGA hats now. Can you blame them? I don't know. You know, the whole thing, they're trying to paint Marjorie Taylor Greene as a traitor. She's a traitor to MAGA. Like, bro, if anybody's a traitor at this point, it's Trump his fucking self, dude. He's the traitor. He fucking turns his back on America first, turns his back on the American workers, pro H-1B, pro Chinese immigration, pro everything he ran against. And then the people who are actually still, you know, standing up for what they believe in, the MTGs of the world, they're the traitors. It's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. How's everybody doing? What ethnicity is Scheinbaum? I believe she's a lovely Jewish woman. I believe 2 hours difference. Maybe you're West Coast, Ben Stevens, but I'm Central Time Zone. So it says when I look up time zone in Mexico City, it says 9:03 p.m. in Mexico City. They're CST. I'm in Texas, so I'm CST as well. So I guess because we're still, you know, even though they're way the fuck down south of me, we're still in the same time zone. You're right, Ping. What's up, Spocko? How's everybody doing? Sup, Volps, John McCarter, the legend. How you doing? I thought you said MGK. No, MTG. Yeah, MGK. Oh, yeah. What a joke that guy is. Trump has to be blackmailed, or he was just, you know, playing the game. He could be blackmailed, or he could have just been another guy that's done like so many politicians have done before, which is you read the tea leaves and you go, what do people want to hear? I'm going to tell people what they want to hear so I can get in power, but do I believe in any of that? And now that he has no more elections to run, we're probably getting the most honest version of Trump right now, because he doesn't have to run another election. There's no reason for him to fucking keep playing the game. You know, he can really let his true Democrat liberal side out, because I mean, come on. I mean, he's not seeming like a fucking modern day conservative, America First type conservative, that's for sure. And yeah, MAGA's looking like it's dead, man. It's looking like it's dead. We'll see though. Still plenty of time to turn things around and get serious again. Actually, like, start caring about what the people who put you in power want you to do. That'd be nice. The Mexico. Oh, here we go. Let's get to this one. Let me pull this up. And thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show. Smash the thumbs up if you haven't. Links are in the description if you want to support the channel and help me keep making shows. You got Patreon. Also, you can become a member on YouTube. And if you want to join the conversation, you can also send a super chat and I will react to your message. Thank you guys. All right, so BG on the scene. This dude is on every scene. I love this guy, BG on the scene. Like, he's always everywhere he needs to be. Somehow he was in Chicago with the Chicago riot or protests. And now all of a sudden he's in Mexico City for this. I guess they planned this ahead of time, so he kind of knew something might go down. But yeah, get ready. It's the scenes are fucking crazy. The Mexican people are not fucking around, dude. This is looking like it could be a legit revolution. So this is the palace right here. This one's it's a little bit out of order time-wise, but this is after. So there used to be these giant walls right here. There was a giant fucking wall. We're gonna see that later. They tore that shit down to get to this palace right here, and then you got these cops completely outnumbered. Yeah, a lot of cops have been fucked up. Look at all those rocks, bro. This shit makes the shit we saw going on here over the ICE protest, it makes it look like nothing. It makes it look like people were just fucking a little stroll in the park compared to what the Gen Z peeps in Mexico are doing right now. There's a lot of footage, but here's just a little taste. Then we'll get into more details about what's going on out here. We got to get the Armageddon music going. Bro, you know governments have fucked up. Because this is the one thing that is the equalizer right here. This thing right here. Like, if people decide to take to the streets in overwhelming numbers, the government's done. It's fucking done. It can happen in a day. It can happen in a fucking day. You can just basically destroy, overthrow your corrupt government. If you have enough people and they're all just down for the cause and willing to fucking do whatever it takes. That's what it looks like is happening in Mexico right now. And honestly, I'm on their side, man. Their fucking corrupt ass cartel government, that shit needs to go, man. So, Viva la Mexico! Viva la revolution! I love it. The cops are throwing rocks back. The cops are getting pretty nasty. There's a clip we'll play later where, like, there's a protester down on the ground and they just start kicking him in the fucking head. Like, bro, you better be careful. Like, the cops right now think they have all the authority and they're like, yeah, we're gonna teach these guys a lesson. It couldn't be long. It might not be long before the roles are reversed. And you're at the mercy of the mob. So, and there are some cops, like, they got basically taken by the crowd. There's a lot of footage we're gonna go through. But they got the testudo. They got the old Roman testudo formation. I know that because I played Total War. Dude, the crowd doesn't even look that big right now. Trust me, you'll see. This crowd is fucking huge. I think just most of them are not. They're back here, kind of. The shit, January 6th is nothing on this shit, dude. January 6th is nothing on this shit. Let's hear from the experts. The Mexico City protests are happening because their president, Claudia Sheinbaum, works for the cartel. A senator from Mexico went on Fox News and exposed it all. I remember there was a couple months ago, there was like a legit fight that broke out in Parliament, or whatever it's called in Mexico, in the Senate, between two senators, I believe. And apparently, like, one senator was like bought and paid for by the cartel. The other one's trying to fight back against the cartel. So, yeah, Mexico, let's get rid of the corruption in your fucking country, dude.
President of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lili Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention." Here to discuss is that...
Yeah, it's not a minor issue that your entire government is in cahoots with a fucking drug cartel. That's not a minor issue either, is it, Sheinbaum?
Mexican Senator Lili Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Yes, the party has financed, has given, the cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians of Morena.
What is it about women that speak English with like a slight accent like this that makes them so attractive? Is it just me? But when they speak English but kind of poorly, it's so cute. It's so cute.
To get into office, to get the power. So they protect, the Mexican government protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels. And also Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico. We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our Republican.
I'm sold. We need to go save her right now.
Institutions, the democratic state, and we must. I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have.
It's time. We need to. Like Trump's hinted at it. It's like, dude, you know, having a corrupt fucking government that's being run by criminal cartels just on our border, that's a problem. That's a bigger problem than anything going on in the middle fucking East, if you ask me. But yeah, we do need like support in Mexico to do that. Like, hey, Mexico, we're ready. You want us to bomb cartels? Just give us the go. And if they can get this retard Sheinbaum to step down and get somebody who's ready to go to war with the cartels, obviously the population's behind it. Bro, we're here. We're here. We better be ready to step in and fucking help them.
Have us all in this crisis.
Also, legalize weed. That'll probably help hurt the cartels, I think. I don't know.
The traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
So her response to this, and I know this because her spokesperson came on our show in response to your interview, and they say, well, we just turned over 26 cartel members. We're working, we're sharing intelligence. What are they not doing? And why is she so resistant? She sort of speaks out of two sides of her mouth. We're working with you, Trump, and then she's chastising you for saying we need more help from the United States to crush the cartels.
Because she really doesn't want the help of the United States. She is lying to Mexican people, telling Mexican people that the United States will get in control of the whole country.
Right.
I never I never listened such nonsense from President Trump. What we have listened is that President Trump wants to help Mexican people against the cartels. Mexican people are suffering. So what they do is very, very little. We have huge narco politicians here in the Senate, in the presidents, governors. Mexico is a very dangerous place.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because you are speaking very bluntly, very clearly about Mexico being a narco state and the alliance and the connections to the president of Mexico. Are you afraid for your life?
Yes, I am afraid. And the president has threatened me to proceed.
Bro, this is not a joke. When you talk about she's afraid, we're going to go over the amount of assassinations, political assassinations that have taken place in Mexico since 2020. The number will make you it'll make your head spin. Like, what? It reminds me of like Colombia during Pablo Escobar. It's like, that's kind of what's going on in Mexico right now.
Against me with criminal prosecution to get me out of the Senate and get me in jail just because I told you in this space and Fox News what is the reality of our country with the cartels. The cartels are dominating everything here in Mexico. They are in all the offices of the government, in the states, in the cities, and in the national government. So, of course, I am afraid, but I want people to know I will not step back. And I pray under God's guidance that we, the United States and Mexico, must work together to defeat the cartels and to get freedom for our country, for Mexico, to stop it from being the next Venezuela.
Bro, you gotta appreciate the courage. Because this is not just like us in America being like, oh, we're against corruption. No, this is like, now the likelihood of you being killed is probably like above 75%. So coming out in Mexico as a politician and taking this stance against the cartel, you just put a target on your back. There's a good likelihood in a couple weeks we're going to find out this lady was assassinated. Right? That's the level of fucking... I mean, this is real shit here. This is not like... There's no games being played here. People's lives are at risk. So shout out to this lady, this brave soul. And may God protect her, man.
Senator Lily Reyes, a very brave woman indeed. Thank you so much for coming on our show and speaking the truth.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, I agree. Brave. You know, it's not a joke when we're talking about violence in Mexico, the Mexican cartel violence. Here's some more scenes from Mexico. Mexico is exploding. I mean, we saw some crazy shit out of LA, but this is on another level.
Cornpop_82 super chatted $2. Hi, dudes.
What's up, Cornpop? How you doing, brother? Let's see. Is this a different one right here? Yeah, let's see this one. Again, this is after they took the barricades down. I got these a bit out of order, but we'll see that. There were huge walls that they put up here. They didn't last long. I mean, look, if there's one thing Mexicans know how to do, they know how to get around walls. There's one thing they're pretty good at. The thing is, too, is once the crowd feels like they're winning and they have the control, they're like the dominant force. Like, yeah, that just hypes them up to go even further and harder. Bro, one of those rocks could take you out. Just one of those rocks they're throwing could just destroy you. Developing Mexico, it's being reported multiple states are undergoing mass civil unrest, while with states like Guadalajara, Puebla, Mexico City, and others showing clashes between police and anti-cartel protesters. This is in Puebla. I I mean, at some point, these mobs, like, okay, maybe you should take this to the cartel headquarters. Maybe you should take if you know, they know where the cartel hangs out. Take this energy to the cartel themselves. The problem is the cartel will probably be shooting. And I think if gunfire erupts, I don't think the crowd's going to still be this this aggressive when there's gunshots ringing out. So that might be coming soon. I say pray for our neighbors in Mexico. But at this point, cops have no control. Yeah, they're catching cops that are like isolated and vulnerable. Oh man, Gen Z in Mexico, dude, they're not fucking around, bro. Dude, this is exactly why we got to stop putting these tiny fucking little cops in the police force, because when shit goes down like this, they're useless. They're just fucking dead weight, bro. They're dead weight, and they're going to be the first ones to be fucking destroyed by the mob. And you just better hope the mob goes, well, it's a woman cop. Let's not cave her face in. But let's stop playing this pretend games, man, and putting these tiny women in the police force. Can we please stop doing that? If you care about women and the safety of women, can we please stop putting them in the front line where violence takes place? Like, are you retarded? Are you retarded? She looks cute too. I don't want nothing to happen to her. Okay? If you are gonna, again, if you are gonna put women in the front line, they better be like 300 pounds, okay? Put the fat bitches in the front lines. Don't put the cute little fucking dainty chicks, all right? Stop that. Yeah, these cops, man. I wonder. I think they were expecting this because here's the wall that they eventually tore down. Yeah, it looks like the peasants have power tools. That's going to be a problem for the government. Got to ban all the power tools now. Another BG on the scene. Yep, now we got to ban power tools, guys. Otherwise, we're going to cut down the government walls that keep the fucking political class safe. I am part beaner YouTuber. I'm proud of my beanerness. But yeah, good luck, guys. This is Mexico. A wall's not going to stop them, okay? Who do you think? Oh, fuck it. You're going to have to make that wall like 10 times higher. Okay? And then you're going to need snipers on top of the wall for when they start dismantling it. I mean, come on, dude. A wall is not stopping anybody in Mexico. We know this from experience. The Mexican riot police are in retreat after the violent clash near Claudia Sheinbaum's presidential palace. The anti-cartel Gen Z protesters are celebrating. I guess Gen Z is just not going to accept not being able to buy a house. If Gen Z gets this wild in America, oof. And everything's there for it to happen here too, because I mean, people can't afford to live anymore. You know, what do you think's going to happen when they can't get their chicken tendies, you know? Gen Z might fucking just go off here too. I'm sure this is all Nick Fuentes' fault. We can blame it all on Nick Fuentes. Yeah, here's the wall. Obviously, before it was torn down. Like I'm telling you, this walls do nothing to Mexicans, bro. You might as well just put an open door there, because I mean, a wall is basically an open door for these guys. And this is a zombie apocalypse situation where, like, normally a wall would hold, but then when you have this many people in a crowd, forget about it, dude. There's no structure that they can't tear down.
Spocko super chatted $4.99. Maybe Gen Z are the chosen ones.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Gen Z is the one who's gonna restore order and end the corruption. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I understand, dude. I understand. Like, we have nowhere near the level of corruption that Mexico has. And I'm fucking sick of the corruption here. So imagine how Mexican people feel when they have a country that's being run by a criminal fucking cartel. Let me read this. Let's see. This is what's going on. Key breaking development. Nationwide protests and clashes. Dubbed the Marcha Nacional de la Generación Z, the protests began in Mexico City's Angel de la Independencia, marching down Avenida Reforma to the Zocala. I guess that's the street they were marching down. Participants are demanding President Claudia Sheinbaum's resignation, accusing her administration of being a narco government. That's factual, is it not? That protects cartels and fails to address rampant violence. Similar actions are occurring in dozens of cities, including Europan, I don't know how to say that, Guadalajara, I know how to say that one, with chants of Narco Gobierno Fiera, narco government out. Violence in Mexico City. Protesters, including mass groups, have torn down metal barricades over 2 meters high erected around the National Palace. That's the video we just saw. There's more video of that, too, of them attacking that fence. Riot police responded with tear gas, rubber bullets, and physical force, leading to injuries. Videos show officers dragging and beating protesters, including a female officer being pulled to safety by demonstrators after being seriously injured. We got that video coming up as well. And crowds throwing objects at security forces. One rioter was seen being kicked while on the ground. We got that video. That one's fucked up. Like, this guy's on the ground and the cops are just like, fuck it, like, we'll play soccer with his head. Reports describe the scene as a war zone with walls collapsing and furniture thrown from government buildings in Michoacan. Triggers. The spark is the November 1st assassination of Europan, I don't know how to say that fucking, Europan Mayor Carlos Manza. So again, another political assassination during the Day of Dead festivities by a 17-year-old gunman who was also killed at the scene. This has amplified outrage over cartel boldness, with protesters viewing it as a reality check on the government's anti-cartel efforts. Border grievances, including femicide rates, over 500 gender-based killings in the first half of 2025, and perceived impunity. Government response. Security Minister Omar Garcia Harfuch and other officials have deployed additional forces. Sheinbaum's administration claims homicide rates dropped 37% year over year and 34% since 2018, with October 2025 as the lowest in over a year, but critics dismiss this as underreporting. No official comment on today's clashes yet, but earlier statements emphasized coordinated operations. So yeah, dude. To the broader context, Mexico's homicide rate, while down overall, remains high, around 25,000 annually, with cartels controlling key regions. Sheinbaum's Morena party holds power after the June 2024 elections, despite 37 candidate killings. But public trust is low. Today's protests blending genuine youth anger with potential right-wing agitation could signal deeper unrest if not addressed. U.S.-Mexico relations are strained but cooperative on cartels though Trump's rhetoric risks escalation. And I wanted to look up how many political assassinations have taken place in Mexico since 2020. Okay, are you ready for this? In the year 2020, just the year 2020, there was 30 to 40 estimated political assassinations. In 2021, there was 88 to 91 political assassinations. Okay, this are people running for office or in office that are, assassinated. 2022, there was 50 to 70. 2023, 100 to 150 political assassinations. 2024, 60 to 102. 2025, so far, from January to November, 50 to 70. Ongoing, 50 in first 3 months of this year. Yeah, so, dude, I mean, we get one political assassination and we go nuts. Like, imagine that. Imagine that. Like, how many is that? That's since 2020, 450 to 500 candidates / officials only. If including family of a political, that's 600, because sometimes you got to kill that official and he's with his wife, so the wife goes down as well. For context, IEP's Mexico Peace Index reports over 1,000 political violence events since 2020, with 40% being fatal. So we wonder why this sort of shit is going on in Mexico. I mean, we have a very dangerous situation happening at our border right now. Here's more of them trying to take the wall. Anti-Shinebound crowd tears down one section of the security wall protecting the National Palace. Look at them. They got ropes. They got power tools. There it goes. I'm telling you, there's no wall that's going to stand in the way of a Mexican, dude. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you? The walls are not going to work. Yep. So this is how the wall came down. Piece by piece. Wrap a rope around it, get hundreds of people from the crowd to yank, and down it goes. Mostly peaceful.media. That's a nice name. That's a nice name. Yeah, so you see the police on the other side shooting tear gas, everything they can, and it's not working. It's not working, guys. Oscar was at the front line earlier in CDMX. He starts reporting in English after a few minutes. He was injured and is getting treated at this time. Okay, let's see this one.
Saludos, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas tardes, Oscar Blue para Real America's Boys News. Estamos presentes en esto que se ha convertido ya en la demanda del lado de adentro del...
I'm guessing he didn't have a gas mask. Look, if you're going to go report on a situation like this, you got to have not just a mask, but like top of the line gas mask. You need the shit the police have. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a bad day.
Ay, hijo de su pi. Por medio de las autoridades mexicanas hacia afuera, hacia los jóvenes que han estado ya demandando. Están aventando petardos. Hay petardos cayendo de dentro hacia afuera también. Un soldado
Hey, he's not doing well. Look, man, you got to respect these on-the-ground journalists who go into these types of situations. You have to respect these guys. This is where our Pulitzer Prizes need to be going, to these types of journalists.
Petardos. Todo tipo de cosas, comidas, miren. Gases tóxicos. De nuevo. Esto ya se ha convertido en un completo desastre, la verdad. Viene más gas tóxico. For the people that are joining me on English, this is the protest. And we knew that it was going to turn into something violent. And now toxic gas is being thrown at the protesters. Whoa, another huge amount of toxic gas. Otra cantidad enorme de gas tóxico.
¡Viva la México! There goes the wall. The walls are not going to protect you guys.
Petardo, petardo, petardo.
Look, someone's talking about nachos. I'm telling you, Don, this is making me hungry for some Mexican food, bro.
Cayó un petardo aquí al lado de nosotros.
Ay, ay, ay.
Tipo de explosivo.
Let's watch how the professionals get around walls. Look, if you want to learn from the best, here's your opportunity. You want to know how to get around the wall? Any wall, no matter how big or strong it is, these are the guys you need to learn from.
Otro petardo. Otro más. Duro, estuvo fuerte. Otro más. Están aventando muchos ya. Otro más. Dígame. Están aventando constantemente explosivos.
Yeah, obviously the internet's not as good in Mexico. Obviously.
Sigue la constante aventada de gases tóxicos.
Oh, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, we saw this one already. She gave a speech. It's in Spanish. I don't know what she's saying, but I'm sure it's like, please don't kill me. Please, mob. Please don't tear down these walls. Oh, this is the female officer. And the crowd, fortunately, comes out to protect her. And please stop putting fucking women in the front lines, you retards, dude. She should be back in the offices doing paperwork. That's it. Somebody's gonna get it in. Whoever saves her, man, if she's single. Some of the crowd utilize a lasso to attempt to breach the barrier wall. Guys, this is high level. Look. Lassos, okay? Remember. The music really adds something to this, doesn't it? Doesn't it? There we go. See, these walls never stood a chance, bro. A wall in Mexico? You think that would stand a chance? No. The wall will be defeated. I mean, again, BG on the scene, man. BG is always on the fucking scene. Go follow BG on the scene, dude. Seriously, this guy gets the best fucking... He's everywhere. He's everywhere you need him to be. Link in the chat. Go follow BG on the scene. This guy's great. I mean, the atmosphere is... Once you add the music to it, it's kind of a nice atmosphere, isn't it? Oh, look at him. If there's a will, there's a way. Uno, dos, tres. Uh-oh. Shit, they got now they got their own little ladders. Somebody took their mattress apart and made a ladder out of it. There's no stopping the people of Mexico. They're unstoppable. I mean, dude, if you ever like had a Mexican mechanic or like any kind of Mexican do work for you, they'll figure it out, bro. They could have just like a couple toothpicks and a wrench and they'll figure out how to get your engine working again with some fucking toothpicks, bro. You think this wall's gonna stop them? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's making me romantic for Mexico. Honestly, you know, I'd like to take a vacation to Mexico now. Look at the crowd, bro. This is not AI. Look at the size of this fucking crowd, bro. Okay, so what you're seeing is like we were on the other side of the wall looking in. Now you're looking from the palace out. Look at this. I mean, what are you gonna do when a crowd this size marches to your capital? Marches to your presidential palace. Do you think these walls are gonna stop this? You know what would stop this? Being like good at your job and taking care of your people. That's what would stop this from happening.
Olive super chatted $5.
What's up, Olive?
I support this rise against a corrupt government. We're against the cartels and the human trafficking, not the people of Mexico.
Amen, Olive. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. This is look, no one wants to see this type of shit, but when you have governments that are not accountable anymore, who seem to get elected when they're fucking terrible, like what other choice do you leave people when their needs are not being looked after? And you have a government that you know is in bed with criminal cartels. What do? You leave people with no choice at a certain point. Thank you for the super chat, Olive. This is a war zone. This looks like I mean, this is like... I mean, it makes me think of like Rome when the slaves just like took over. You know, was it Hannibal? Just like, oh my God, dude. When the people are pissed off, here's from another angle. I love this song. This is great.
Mr. Ball Money
07. What's up, D-Ball?
$3.07.
What's up, Mr. D-Ball Money? Good to see you, brother. Thank you. I mean, this is a massive fucking crowd, bro. So you see all these cops here? They really don't stand much of a chance. And I think that eventually the crowd does make it into the palace. At a certain point as a cop, you're like, okay, this is not winnable. So what do? We just sit here and get murdered by the mob? Or do we just say, okay, I'm going home? Yeah, dude, this is... It's crazy the size of this fucking crowd, bro. This ain't even all of it. You're not seeing the whole crowd. I don't know how many people that is, but that's a lot of fucking people, bro. See, here's another one. Police just trying to hang on, bro. And you probably, what you can't really see that well is the massive amounts of projectiles that are being tossed at the police right now. That's why they got this fucking shield wall to protect themselves. And that tear gas doesn't seem to be working, man. The tear gas is not working. Yeah, you see, they keep shooting it, and it just blows off down the street. Doesn't even go to the crowd. It's just, I mean, yeah, the tear gas ain't working, bro. It ain't working. And sometimes people are so fed up, they'll be willing to fucking get gassed, and they're not going to go anywhere. I think that's what's going on here. They're just like, we don't care. Gas us. Gas us. We're still taking this palace. Did we see this one already? Let's see. No, I don't think we did. Yeah, so this is them. Okay, yeah, this is them attacking the shield wall. So we just saw the large view of it. This is a close-up of the shield wall, and they start attacking it. I mean, the cops at this point are just holding on for sheer, you know, they're just holding on for life. They're just like, okay, just keep this testudo formation up, and hopefully we don't get murdered. Gee.
That Rabbit's Dynamite super chatted $10. It probably won't happen, but it'd be awesome to hear Shane Baum is forced to flee to Venezuela and resign.
If this is a one-off, it probably won't happen, Rabbits. But if this continues to happen and they don't back off, the people continue to just like do this sort of shit, I don't think she's going to have a choice. She'll probably be forced to resign. But, I mean, if she cares about her country, she cares about like violence in the streets of her country, yeah, maybe she should fucking resign. Clearly the people are not happy. They want you to go. Let's watch that again. This is some shit. We haven't seen this type of warfare since like the Middle Ages, bro. Dude. Oh, this needs Mexican music. I gotta get the Mexican music going again. Let's see about this one. I gotta watch this again. This is so fucking insane. I mean, this is insane. This is insane, dude.
Larry DM super chatted $5. This shield formation has worked for 1,000 years. Best military maneuver in history, lol.
It's goated, bro. It's goated. The testudo formation is goated. And when there's no guns and it's hand-to-hand combat, yeah. Nothing beats the testudo formation. But you know what does beat it? 100,000 people charging at you. You're being outnumbered 100, 200 to 1. That will tend to beat it at some point. But yeah, the Romans used to like destroy forces that outnumbered them big time just with this shit. They would just keep moving forward, and it was just like a grinder. But these guys don't have the Roman skills. Like they're pulling it off, but this ain't to the level the Romans were able to pull it off. You know? I need some fucking. Ay, 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 Mexico. Ay, ay, ay. This ain't nothing but another wall for them to conquer, bro. This testudo shit. Look, testudo probably works good against, like, the Gauls, but against the Mexicans, man, it's just another wall to them. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, there's the bed. There's the bed again. Oh, this, yeah, the walls. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there goes the... Uh-oh. Yeah, they broke the fucking testudo wall. Dude. What are we seeing, bro? So here's some more of them attacking the palace. Dude, what the fuck is that? They just made their own little bridge over the testudo wall. Look at this guy. He's just like he's at a concert. Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. The National Palace has fallen. Bro. Yeah, they're getting in. Gen Z anti-cartel protesters have managed to break through the police lines and into the government palace of Guadalajara at this moment. Yeah, so that testudo wall, it didn't last very long. I think the cops eventually were like, dude, we're not gonna win. Fuck this palace. The palace belongs to the people now. Yeah, Scheinbaum really should step down. If this is what's going on in our country right now, if this is the shit happening, yeah, it's probably for the best of your country for you to step down. And you know, let somebody who's actually anti-cartel take over. Let the anti-cartel, the non-corrupt pieces of shits take over and ask America for help. We're ready to go. Tell us where you want our bombs dropped. We'll drop the fucking bombs, bro. We'll send in the Green Berets. We'll be by your side if you want to clean up this corruption. We better be. We fucking better be. All right. So Rep. Thomas Massey just exposed a hidden Epstein list and called out Kash Patel for lying to the American people. This looks like where we're at now. It looks like Trump is no longer America first. MAGA is no longer America first. MAGA is now this corrupt version of MAGA that's neocon first. Establishment first. And now it looks like the America First people are Massey, MTG. Like, we're gonna have to form a new coalition, man, that is truly America First. But let's hear what Massey has to say about the Epstein files.
You replied, according to the transcript, there is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation, these documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to. That list also includes at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada.
Bro, I thought there was nothing else to see there, dude. I thought everything had come out, and I'm starting to think we might actually start getting some fucking, like, because we got another video from the guy who, fuck, I always forget his name. But there's a video. Basically, Trump is now, again, he's talking big like he's going to release the files. They're opening investigations back up about the Epstein files. Like, well, what happened? I thought there was nothing to see there. And now all of a sudden, there's more investigations. We're at the point where if we want Trump to do anything that we want him to do, we're literally going to have to bully him to do it. Right? Like the Epstein files. We want the Epstein files. Oh, nope, you're not going to get them. Okay, well, we're just going to make you look like a pedophile until you give them to us. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Until you give us the Epstein files, you're a pedophile. Okay? Maybe that little fucking the shame of people thinking he's a pedophile might actually make him do the right thing. Or it's just going to be more, you know, political posturing bullshit with no real not really wanting to actually have any transparency. Just kind of like feed everybody the idea that you're doing something while really you're not really doing anything. That might be actually what we get from Trump. Just more bullshit. More like the phase 1 binders, you know, oh, here's the files, and it's just nothing. It's just a fucking clown show. But yeah, man, this is who we got left in America First. We got MTG and fucking Massey. So MTG is now saying her life's in danger. Okay. I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world. So now MAGA is like sending death threats to MTG? Some of these fucking Trump supporters are retards, bro. They really are. You see it. Like, anytime you step out of line with Trump, even when he's being a complete fucking retard and throwing everything under the bus that we fucking wanted to get done, they'll just keep attacking you. You're a traitor, you're this, you're that, you're a leftist, you're this, you're that. It's like, no, I just want what he fucking ran on. That's what I voted for. I voted for the Trump that was running for office and the shit he was saying, not this new version of Trump that doesn't even come close to what we thought we were getting. But yeah, we're the traitors, guys. We're the traitors. Just be a fucking Trump cultist or you're a traitor. Oh, sorry. Let's get back to this. Is there a video attached to this? Oh, we'll read more of this. Egged on by the most powerful man in the world, the man I supported and helped get elected. This is MTG. Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to death threats and multiple convictions of men who are radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed to me right now. This time by the President of the United States. This is, what timeline are we on now where MTG's life is in danger because Trump is attacking her? Like, what the, and then Trump, we read it last night, Trump is calling her like a far leftist for being I mean, look, I've never been the biggest MTG fan, but in this case, I have to defend her. She's one of the few that are like trying to do something about the H-1B visa abuse, still carrying the mantle of America First. And I have to defend her. I have to defend her. This is fucking retarded. As a woman, I take threats from men seriously. I know I have a small understanding of the fear and pressure. I now have a small understanding of the fear and pressure the women who were victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal must feel. As a Republican who overwhelmingly votes for President Trump's bills and agenda, his aggression against me, which also fuels the venomous nature of his radical internet trolls, many of whom are paid, this is completely shocking to everyone. My phone is blowing up with constant, amazing support. I'm so thankful. The political industrial complex and the toxic, violent nature of American politics must end. Our country is worth saving and can only be done if we pull together and save ourselves. I don't know where this goes from here. This might be actually good for MTG. Like the politicians that separate themselves from Trump right now, that might be the move. Like, this is a sinking ship. This guy is selling out his base. This guy is revealing himself to not be that trustworthy and to not really fucking care about America First. Might be the time to just be like, boop, cut yourself off and start building your own little America First coalition for when it's time to run again. Although I don't think she should run for president. I think more people should run even if they don't have a chance, because at least you can get your message heard, and maybe you pull some of the people that are running, you pull them a little bit in your direction. You know, if the polls show people like what you have to say. See, more people need to run. Yeah, here she is talking to Tucker. What the hell is going on that Rep. Thomas Massey is a target, but Lindsey Graham has an endorsement? These are the people, the Lindsey Grahams, the fucking Mitch McConnells. These are the people that MAGA always wanted to fucking get rid of. But yet Trump backs them. I don't know. I guess they kiss his ass really good behind the scenes. That must be what's going on. They just kiss his ass so fucking good.
Frago super chatted $5. Strange how hard Trump is going over something he said he would release day one.
Yeah, it's a complete fucking he flipped on that, man. And it's a slap in the face, because now anybody that wants to keep supporting Trump, it's so fucking hard. He's making it so fucking hard to support him. And yeah, and people who are just didn't flip and still have the same belief that they always had, that we need to release these files. Now Trump's making them the enemy. He's attacking them harder than he's attacking the fucking actual woke left. None of this makes any sense, bro. That's the part that's hard to figure out. It's just like, why is he doing this? It seems like he's just selling out. Really, it's just old fashioned selling out.
So Massey has gotten in a fight, like a personal fight with the president. And unfortunately, I think it has gotten personal.
I think MTG, I've seen, this is actually an older interview. I'm just reminded of it because I remember seeing her neck. I think she has psoriasis. I have the same condition, so I kind of recognize it. I think I think this got to be psoriasis. This is not just a sunburn. Maybe it's a sunburn, but usually the sunburn wouldn't be like that. Poor thing. Psoriasis sucks, bro. But yeah, it looks like she's got psoriasis.
I should say I don't agree with.
That makes me want to vote for her even more.
Massey's more.
All the greatest people don't know this, but like all the greatest minds of throughout history have had psoriasis. Benjamin Franklin. There's many more. Kim Kardashian. I'm joking about that one. But yeah, there is something about intelligence and like psoriasis. I don't know. You have to be a very smart person to get the disease of psoriasis. I'm just fucking around. Obviously.
More libertarian than I am. But of all the members other than you of the Congress that I know a lot of them, he's the most principled. He's also a thoroughly decent man, like actually. And his personal life, and I know a lot about it, is like one of the most impressive things I've ever heard. He is self-reliant in the most American sense. This is a guy who lives off-grid in a house he built himself. And every one of his votes is a vote on principle.
It looks like people are saying it's just bad. It's not lighting, guys. There's a redness here, and then you see that white bump. You get that with psoriasis as well. You get these little white bumps that show up. See, she looks like she has psoriasis, but she's probably like taking something for it. So the redness is still there, but you're not seeing the scaling. Or she's moisturizing like fucking crazy. But it looks like psoriasis, dude. It really does.
So I don't know how you couldn't admire a guy like that. I get that he annoys the president personally. Got it. But I don't think there are many people in the country who live out Donald Trump's own stated principles more precisely than Thomas Massey does. What the hell is going on that he is a target, but Lindsey Graham has an endorsement? And by the way, I just want to say clearly, I will do everything I possibly can.
Oh, I forgot Tucker. So you got Massey, you got Tucker, you got MTG. I'm sure a lot of libertarians would be down with America First. You know, because there are a lot of good ideas that come from libertarians, you know, the free market. Like, I really think if we had a legitimate free market tied with, and libertarians will probably disagree with me on this one, but a free, competitive free market, but also tied in, you got to have antitrust. Like, that's a big part of the downfall of this country is we're just not doing antitrust anymore. And then we have a lack of competition. And that's one of the worst things that can happen in capitalism is a lack of competition. You don't get wages don't go up because there's no competition for jobs. It's either this company or nothing, you know, and then you can't have like small mom and pops come up and actually like improve. And like, it's just so bad across the board, man.
To make sure Lindsey Graham is not reelected. Not because I like Lindsey Graham personally, he's a super charming, nice guy. But if Lindsey Graham continues to get elected, then the whole MAGA thing is totally fake. It's just fake. So like, what is this? So
it's what my biggest fear was. It's like, we saw it in the first term, Trump's first term. He got in, and then the people he was railing against, the neocons, who everybody was like, yeah, we got to get them out of the Republican Party, build this new Republican coalition that's not controlled by these dirty fucking neocons. And then he gets into office, puts a bunch of neocons in his administration, and just basically becomes a mild neocon. And now he's a full neocon. It's even worse. And a lot of us thought, okay, he's going to be serious this time. They almost killed him, and he got thrown under the bus but no, same thing. He still just wants neocons to love him. And then who knows, but that assassination attempt might be why he's being this way. Maybe like that put the fear of God in him. Maybe behind the scenes are like, yeah, that was us. And if you don't play ball, next time we're not going to miss. That might be it. And then Trump's like, okay, whatever, you tell me what to do now. I don't want to die. I don't know, but it's insane, man. It's insane. Trump's attempt to, here's Alex Jones. Looks like he's about to go hunting some deer. Trump attempts to excommunicate MTG, making another massive misstep. Alex Jones warns Trump should be distancing himself from never Trumper neocons like Lindsey Graham and Mark Levine instead of attacking his biggest champions. Amen. Let's hear the big guy talk about it.
So she put out these text messages and said this is when he really got pissed. Check the flight logs of Epstein's plane. Bill Clinton on there like 26 times. Hillary too. For many of us, releasing the Epstein files has always been for the women who are victims. She said the same thing on there of Jeffrey Epstein, but also because we believe that Democrat bad guys like the Clintons.
Yeah, this is one I saw earlier. This is a text from MTG to Trump, and she thinks this text is kind of what drove him off the edge because, wanting justice when it comes to the Epstein shit, that's one bridge too far for Trump.
Well,
how dare you?
Involved with him. Epstein was a spider that wove the web of the deep state. Lean into it. In every single interview I have done, I have defended President Trump. I've said over and over again, the women say he did nothing wrong, and their attorney says he's the only one who helped. And the Democrats had 4 years to release the files, but did nothing. Stop ignoring the women. Many of them literally voted for Trump and to say so publicly. Yeah, like, why would you do this and hurt yourself and the country? Why would you do something like this? And so here's a message to Trump. You've endorsed Lindsey Graham, who said, fuck Donald Trump, screw Donald Trump, never Trumper, not just 9 years ago, not just 8 years ago, but when they stole the election from you 5 years ago. And then Lindsey Graham kisses your ass and does all this, and you defend him, and you defend these other neocons, and then you say Thomas Massey and MTG aren't MAGA? That's what Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro are saying. They're super unpopular. Their once big audiences are shadows of themselves. The only relevance they have is attacking those of us that are popular and issuing threats. So, again, I'm not throwing baby out the bathwater because of the Tom Homans and the Tulsi Gabbards and the RFK Juniors. And overall, we're moving the needle massively. We're having huge reform, cutting the deep state's funding.
I don't know about throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but this is my view on it now. If Trump does something good, okay, like with the border, you go, okay, that's good. If Trump does something bad, you go, that's bad. But overall, we need to be looking for the replacement. We need to be thinking ahead to politics without Trump. And how do we not lose what we've gained the last 10 years and make sure this coalition, America First, survives? And to do that, we need to figure out who the next guy is. El Jefe, thank you, brother. 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, El Jefe. You're super generous, bro. I really appreciate you. Welcome, Phil Anvil's Corsacks, Country Pimp, Brian Gates, Compare Birds, Nay, Terria. A lot of new names in here. JW, I recognize JW. Joe Strandl.eth and Kyle Hendricks. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Please tell El Jefe thank you for his generosity, because those memberships, that's cash money, baby. That's cash money he's putting out there in your hands, okay? Thank you, El Jefe, dude. You're the best, bro. Thank you.
On one side, I am happier than a pig in poop. But on the other, the course you're starting to go on Trump, if it keeps going, is bad, bad, bad. Just like I told you, making a deal with the deep state and the Democrats to back off the Epstein thing, and they'd be nice. You got screwed in the butt. Made a deal with the devil. He took that pitchfork and shoved it right in your arse. And now doing this to MTG. And I know Trump's tactics. He'll be mean to somebody for a while, and then they course correct. He's nice to him. She ain't going to course correct Trump. She doesn't want to be a darling on Bill Maher in The View. When she went on Bill Maher in The View, she said, I love Trump. Overall, he's great, blah, blah. I just want him to do better on these policies. I'm trying to help him. You call her nutty. You call her crazy. You do all that. No. No, what you're doing is destructive. What you're doing is wrong. And I'll defend you all day when you're right, just like I just did for 2 hours. But I need you to succeed, big guy.
Succeed. Let's see.
Amazing job. there was some vestiges of the Republican Party, blue blood, a corrupt establishment left, and they were successful at running Elon Musk out. And you've seen things go downhill since then. I mean, Elon's ready to spend billions on U.S. elections, local elections, city, county, state.
Is Elon going to be America first? We got to figure it out, dude. I'm telling you, there needs to be a new coalition that's obviously probably going to have to be on the outs with Trump, because I don't think Trump's going to like it, because Trump's not going to want anything that takes power that he's not the head of. He's going to want to be like Obama and basically keep running things behind the scenes. I mean, if he was a true America first and he stuck with that shit, like, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, be Obama and like be the guy behind the scenes that's still like pointing people in the right direction. But you're not that guy. If you're not America first, you need to go away. And we need to replace you with actual America first people.
Senate elections, we need him. And now Trump's giving him the NASA head he wanted and backed off some. It ain't enough. And it's the same crap. I get Trump's got to be super confident and just goes with his instincts, and that's good overall 90% of the time, but it's not some of the time.
And it seems like most of the time now.
And proven around the Epstein stuff.
His instincts are all fucking completely wrong every time now.
So MTG is progressively follow what her constituent says, what she said, and Trump comes out and says, mine.
I mean, think about it. Like, all this work, you know, we're going to get illegal immigrants out, and we're going to, just to what? Just to go, okay, well, actually, we're going to keep bringing them in. Actually, we're going to bring in like 500,000 Chinese people to go to our universities. It's like, well, what's the point? Why are we even bothering deporting people if we're just going to, like, dude, it's so disappointing.
Supporters aren't my supporters if they want to investigate Epstein. There's nothing there. Shut up, or you're not a supporter. I mean, you went down like 6-7 points with your main supporters in mainline polls and scientific polls I trust. And it kind of recovered for a while, and then Kirk got killed. That became the big issue, and Trump boosted back up. But people are focused on this Epstein thing. And so MTG's like, no, I think for, you know, all these women abused, we need to bring it out. I don't think Trump's in there, but I don't know what he's doing. And then she's now released the text messages that pissed Trump off, where she's like, hey, the Clintons are in there, man. The deep state, they did it. You got to go after them. And he comes out and says, well, she's gone crazy. You know, she's crazy, MTG, and I'm going to support whoever, you know, primaries her.
It's going to be, I'm telling you, dude, it's like every time you primary these America First types, we're going to get a Lindsey Graham fucking clone. That's what we're going to get. And they're going to say all the things you want to hear. They're going to pretend to be America First. They're going to be like Ted Cruz and them, who are like totally against and then all of a sudden they flip the script because they read the writing on the wall. But they get in and they're not going to govern like an America First politician. They're going to govern like a typical fucking neocon.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So this is as big as saying you disavow your supporters that want Epstein investigated. Really?
I remember that. The greatest hits.
So not involved with Epstein anything illegal, but now involved with the cover-up, now flipping out when they double-crossed you, the Democrats. So now you want them criminally investigated. Good. Good. Now you're on the right track. See, I told you.
Yeah, but it's not, he's not going to be, to me, it's all just a spectacle. It's like, okay, well, we got to give the impression that we care now. It's like, do you really, though? You've made it clear you don't. And in fact, it's worse than not caring. You seem to actively be covering shit up.
So he's calling Thomas Massey of Kentucky and MTG of Georgia, who are good Americans, real people who don't compromise like Ron Paul. Trump calls Massey the mini-me of Senator Paul, who overall supports Trump, but hey, we're not in a cult. This is wrong what you're doing here on some issues.
Exactly. But we're not allowed to do that. We have to just be like soldiers. And if Trump says, hey, jump off the fucking cliff and kill yourself, you're supposed to do it, or you're not loyal. Or you're not loyal.
And then Trump has all these people around him. Oh, yeah, get him, ostracize him, kick him out, primary him. Yeah. It's just like MAGA's gone crazy with Kash Patel using his girlfriend as the front, his law firm, FBI law firm, suing Kyle Seraphin, the FBI whistleblower, who they said was a hero, now they hate him, and suing Elijah Schaffer In Shaver's case, not even criticizing Patel's girlfriend, just posting a picture of him above somebody's text saying she should be investigated to see if she's Mossad. You're the FBI director. You're a single man. Normally, in intelligence, the FBI's involved in that, you don't even put people in senior positions that haven't been married and for many years because statistically they use sex to control people, number one.
Yeah, and Patel's fucking about face. Like, go listen to Patel before he was in office. Go listen to him a couple years ago. Now, compare that to the Patel now. Like, what the fuck happened? It's not out of the realm of possibility that, maybe some pussies got him captured. It's happened to lesser men than Cash.
We're not saying she's an agent. I've not really seen evidence of that. But now that they're doing this, I have to go, ooh.
But I don't want to get sued for saying that, so obviously there's nothing funny going on there.
Like all the neocons threatening, Tucker and Megyn Kelly, and you're a fox we got to take out in the hen house and neutralize you. I'm like, oh God, maybe Israel did do that. I mean, because Kirk was doing what Tucker's doing now, just being honest about Israel, being involved in our politics and saying it's wrong, and you're threatening him. We're going to deplatform you. We're going to kill you like a fox in a hen house. I haven't seen real evidence Israel did it. I got criticized the first few days. People said it was Israel. And I said, well, I need to see evidence of that. I mean, that's what I do. So give it time.
So people say that she's too hot for Cash. I don't know. I mean, this is a good looking man right here, guys. This is the kind of shit that make panties drop, bro. There's no funny business going on here.
But no, there's no doubt now Cash Patel is compromised.
You're going to get sued now. You're going to get sued now, Alex.
But the point is MTG is not going to go down with a ship like this. She has her integrity. And so here's a message to Trump. You've endorsed Lindsey Graham, who said, fuck Donald Trump, screw Donald Trump, never Trumper, not just 9 years ago, not just 8 years ago, but when they stole the election from you 5 years ago. And then Lindsey Graham kisses your ass and does all this, and you defend him, and you defend these other neocons, and then you say Thomas Massey and MTG aren't MAGA? That's what Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro are saying. They're super unpopular. Their once big audiences are shadows of themselves. The only relevance they have is attacking those of us that are popular and issuing threats. So,
They found like the gayest looking picture of Lindsey Graham, which is not hard to find Lindsey Graham looking gay. I'm not saying he's gay, but he does talk and act like a gay person. But sometimes it's just because you were raised by your mom. Doesn't mean you like dick. But I don't know. The verdict's out on Lindsey.
I'll throw baby out the bathwater. Because of the Tom Homans and the Tulsi Gabbards and the RFK Juniors. And overall, we're moving the needle massively. We're having huge reform, cutting the deep state's funding. On one side, I am happier than a pig in poop. But on the other, the course you're starting to go on Trump, if it keeps going, is bad, bad, bad. Just like I told you, making a deal with the deep state and the Democrats to back off the Epstein thing, and they'd be nice. You got screwed in the butt. Made a deal with the devil. He took that pitchfork and shoved it right in your arse. And now doing this to MTG. And I know Trump's tactics. He'll be mean to somebody for a while, and then they course correct. He's nice to him. She ain't going to course correct Trump. She doesn't want to be a darling on Bill Maher in The View. When she went on Bill Maher in The View, she said, I love Trump. Overall, he's great, blah, blah. I just want him to do better on these policies. I'm trying to help him. You call her nutty. You call her crazy. You do all that. No, what you're doing is destructive.
Yeah, and he was the first one. Like, she wasn't name calling. Usually whoever starts name calling is the one that's not winning the debate. So, yeah, it's so fucking dumb. Hey, Spocko.
Spocko super chatted $4.99. Remember what Patel looked like after he said there was no evidence? Something weird happened.
Something like this? I don't know if I can make my eyes as big as fucking Cash Patel. Dude always looks like he just saw somebody get his head chopped off. Like he just saw something terrible you could never recover from.
You're doing's wrong. And I'll defend you all day when you're right, just like I just did for 2 hours. But I need you to succeed, big guy. And so you're going to get no apologies from me. If you don't like what Massey's doing or she's doing some things, just leave it alone. So she put out, these text messages and said,
I guarantee you Alex is like this close to just going all out on Trump. It's got to be difficult because again, you're left with this situation where it's like, well, it's Trump or options that are worse than Trump. But at a certain point, are they worse than Trump? If Trump keeps down this route, there's going to be a certain point where they are just the same as Trump. They're not worse or better. It's just Trump is them.
When he really got pissed. Check the flight logs of Epstein's plane. Bill Clinton on there like 26 times. Hillary too. For many of us, releasing the Epstein files has always been for the women who are victims. She said the same thing on there of Jeffrey Epstein, but also because
no, but we can't release anything because we have to protect the victims, and we protect the victims by not ever giving people transparency as to what the fuck was happening. Okay, yeah, I buy that.
Believe that Democrat bad guys like the Clintons will involved with him. Epstein was a spider that wove the web of the deep state. Lean into it. In every single interview,
I think that's what he's protecting is the deep state. A lot of people say, well, he's protecting himself. I know. I think, again, I come back to the assassination attempt. That could explain this. Maybe when they fucking got him, he became president, they got him behind closed doors and just let him know, hey, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm so glad you didn't get assassinated. Thank God. Next time we won't miss, right? So let's sit down and talk about this agenda here. It might just be as simple as that.
I have defended President Trump. I've said over and over again, the women say he did nothing wrong, and their attorney says he's the only one who helped.
That is funny. The giant printed out, Axis says, why is Alex showing giant printed out screenshots of text messages? Good question. That's how he works, bro. He wants to hold the paper in his hands, okay?
The Democrats had 4 years to release the file.
But yeah, the amount of money they must spend on colored ink, that shit's not cheap.
But did nothing. Stop ignoring the women. Many of them literally voted for Trump and to say so publicly. Yeah, like, why would you do this and hurt yourself and the country? Why would you do something like this? It's just terrible, Trump. Lightweight Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, green grass turns brown when it is to rot, betrayed the entire Republican Party when she turned left, performed poorly on the pathetic View, and became the rhino that we all know she's always was. Wow. But not Lindsey Graham. Just another fake politician. Why do they have J.D. Vance in the new South Park having sex with Trump? He's like a baby, too. It's like pedophilic. Because they're scared of Vance. Why didn't South Park do one with Trump and Lindsey Graham? Instead of Satan getting pregnant from Trump, Lindsey Graham is going to have the Antichrist with Trump. South Park doesn't want to attack Lindsey Graham. President Trump, have you impregnated Lindsey Graham with the Antichrist? President Trump, have you been with Lindsey Graham in the Lincoln bedroom? Is he, like Rosemary's Baby, chest-stating the Antichrist right now?
Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe Lindsey Graham is just, good with his mouth. I don't know, man. What are we saying here, Alex?
Inquiring minds want to know, President Trump, are you secretly in a relationship with Lindsey Graham? That's a joke, folks. But the corporate media will take it and run with it.
There's rumors going around because there's an Epstein email where I think Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, said that, like, do we have the video of Trump and Bubba? It like insinuates that like there was some sexual relationship between Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, which that's hard to believe. I mean, maybe Trump's secretly gay. It's possible. If he's secretly gay, that could explain it. Maybe Lindsey Graham's giving him that booty. That's enough. That little man booty is enough for Trump to just completely throw America first and MAGA under the bus.
Fine. My point is politically, Trump is in bed with the goblin. My famous rant. Pull up Alex Jones' rant in bed with the goblin. They made music videos out of everything. Pull up Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's place blowing.
Goblin music video.
Classic.
And I explained as a Mordor analogy, we don't expect Trump going into Mordor to not get some goblin blood and slop and vomit on him while he's cutting him up. But we don't want to catch him kissing a goblin or catch him in bed with a goblin. And in the case of Lindsey.
Yeah, this is old Alex Jones before he got cloned 5 times over. Oh, man. Just seeing the old picture of Alex next to new Alex, it's pretty shocking. It's pretty shocking.
Graham, we have caught President Trump politically in bed with a goblin.
His head has got his head looks like it got smaller. Probably the weight loss, you know? Yeah, this is place blame.
And as bad as it is, it may be Trump that's pregnant with the Antichrist, sired by Lindsey Graham. In Trump's colon, right now, may be growing the Antichrist, a combination of Trump and Lindsey Graham and the neocons. In fact, this is a polyamory. It looks like Netanyahu was in on it, and by some satanic alchemy, the sperm of Netanyahu and Lindsey Graham combined together and impregnated Trump with the Antichrist, and a Jared Kushner clone is going to pop out of Trump's butt in 9 months.
See, this would have been a better South Park episode than what South Park made.
All right, that's all a joke and satire. My point is, politically, Trump is doing what the neocons are doing, going after his own party for being true and trying to keep on the straight and narrow. And that's wrong.
I agree.
We take you now live to the year 2016. As the President-elect Trump is about to take office, we said we don't expect you to not get dirty, but just don't kiss goblins and don't get in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins.
Shout out to Place Boing. Hope he's doing good. Fucking genius. He's a genius.
Bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest of goblin vomit and slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest of goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, succubus with goblins, in bed with a goblin. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin.
This might have been why they banned Alex Jones off everything, because Alex was wondering, like, why am I still banned? Everybody's coming back. They won't have Theo Vaughn's canceling episodes of me. Joe Rogan won't have, everybody's afraid to talk to me. The system, the establishment, they might still be terrified of Alex because the memes, like that's where the power lies with Alex. And that's what, I mean, like 2016, the fucking memes around Alex, they were huge, dude. So you get Alex unfiltered, having fun again, and then the memes come out, and like society follows. These memes can win wars, bro.
Bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a bed, bed with a bed. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin.
Yeah, shout out to Place Boing. I'm pretty sure this is Place Boing. It's been so long ago. So yeah, Candace Owens, she's done with Trump as well.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, you can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
though I want to be clear, I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening. But I just think that the picture of politics in America is going to look very differently because of his actions. So I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. But this is not the candidate that I voted for.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you?
Yeah, we're in a very precarious time where, like, who knows what comes out of this. We need somebody who can take the mantle, dude. That's why I think Tucker's one of the few people, like, he's already got the celebrity power. He is true America first. He has, I think, the stances on things that could bring a coalition together. We need somebody like that. I'm not saying it has to be Tucker, but we need somebody like that who has some fucking star power and is true America first. And yeah, we need to pass the torch on to him, man. Yeah, so this is what's going on. People are burning their MAGA hats. People are posting this all over social media. What a sad end to something we all worked so hard for. I never thought it would end this way. See a bunch of pictures of people burning their fucking MAGA hats, bro. Or at least one person. I don't know if it's multiple people. But this is what's going to happen, man. If Trump abandons his base, dude, their base is going to fucking become Trump deranged, bro. Do you think the Trump derangement syndrome's bad on the left? Wait do you see the TDS that comes out of the MAGA crowd when they're completely fucking betrayed by Trump? Tucker's been on a tear lately, bro. He really has. Here's him going at it with this reporter.
The comments you made at Charlie Kirk's funeral, received a big...
Guys, what are we at? Almost at 80 likes, guys. If you're enjoying the show, do me a favor and just smash that little thumbs up. There's a new feature. I think it's only on smartphones. I don't know if it's on the browsers. But if you see it and you see a way to hype the show, to hit the hype button, do that as well, please. Apparently that helps get the show out to more people. And also become a member, super chats, all that stuff. Thank you, guys. Yeah, definitely hit the thumbs up. Let's see if we can get close to get over 100 before we're done here.
Backlash well beyond, they did.
That's not. I recounted the Christian gospel, and if you think the Christian gospel is anti-Semitic, I can't help you. It's not. I mean, but by the way, the person who wrote the word
started over.
The comments you made at Charlie Kirk's funeral, received a big backlash well beyond. They did.
That's not. I recounted the Christian gospel, and if you think the Christian gospel is anti-Semitic, I can't help you. It's not. I mean, but by the way, the person who wrote the words that I read was Jewish. Almost every character in the entire New Testament is Jewish. I think that racism in all its forms is evil and anti-Christian, including anti-Semitism, because blood guilt is not a Christian concept. Now, it's a concept in other religions, I notice, but it's not a concept in my religion. We reject blood guilt. You are not responsible for what your ancestors did, period. Your DNA does not determine your moral value, period. That's the Christian perspective. Period. That is not the perspective of the Israeli government, which is killing women and children in Gaza because they're all terrorists, because they're all Palestinian. I'm a Christian. I reject that.
I'm sure there's plenty of Jews who find the New Testament to be kind of anti-Semitic. Like, sure there's a lot of anti-Jewish shit going on here in the Bible. I don't know. I don't think it's anti-Semitic. I mean, it's just facts, just facts. No, I mean, the Bible is not 100% facts, but the crucifixion, that side of it is, I think, pretty historically back that's what happened.
I will never accept that. That's against my religion. So when
you don't know what blood guilt is, Axa? Basically, it's you're guilty for the sins of your father, okay? So, like, that's what's going on with white people in America. We're all guilty of the sins of our ancestors who had slaves. We didn't commit the sin, but because we share DNA with people who committed the sin, we're all guilty of that sin. That's blood guilt.
I stand up and recount the Christian gospel, and people are like, oh, you're Hitler. That says more about you than it does about me.
But do you have no regrets over that?
No regrets about explaining the Christian gospel? No, I don't. I wish I'd done it earlier.
But the implication in that speech was that there is, and you said it earlier today, whatever the death of Charlie Kirk was.
I don't work by implication. I work by statement. I'm not a woman. I don't imply things. I state them.
Well, what were you stating?
I was stating that I was telling you exactly. I'll repeat what I said at the time, which was Jesus began telling the truth to the authorities in Jerusalem 2,000 years ago, the truth about them. They were illegitimate. He said that to them. They plotted his murder. This is recounted over the most famous books in English or in any language, which would be the New Testament. And
yeah, Axa, it's not just about white people. It's anybody, right? So if you're judging people based on the sins of their fathers, that's wrong, right? Right? It's wrong. Like if I was born and my father was a murderer, fucking terrible person, so what? Like you're gonna lock me up now? Because there were times, and it still goes on. I think in like North Korea and shit, where like just being in the wrong family, like you're guilty of the sins of your forefathers. And sometimes there are people that are born in prison, you know?
They ultimately plotted to kill him. Let's have him kill him. Let's get the authorities to kill him. They pulled it off. And they did so believing that once they killed him, his message would die. And of course, the opposite happened. It became the world's biggest religion. And the point I was making, not by implication, but by statement, is that you can't kill the truth. It doesn't matter if you kill the person. The truth lives on because truth is eternal. That's the Christian belief. That's the Christian story. And that's also the reality of the death of Charlie Kirk. You kill Charlie Kirk. Does that mean Charlie Kirk's ideas go away? No. And there are ethno-narcissists who believe every conversation is about them, who are like, oh, that's racist, whatever. No, that's Christianity. And I'm not embarrassed of it. I hope I will say it every day in public for the rest of my life. And again, if you think that that's evil, that's really kind of a judgment on you, not me.
So what were you suggesting then in terms of, there is a guy in court.
I don't suggest or imply anything. I'll say it again. You can kill the man. You can't kill his message. You can't kill the truth.
But what you're suggesting is there was a conspiracy. Why?
Nick Fuentes is a perfect example of that. They try to just like nuke everybody, shut them up. And what ends up happening? They just become more popular, dude. When you start banning somebody and like trying to limit people's ability to listen to that person speak, you just want more. You just make more people want to listen to that person speak. Like, why do you want me not to hear him so bad? I'm going to figure out a way to listen to him. So yeah, it's a bad fucking strategy, but they keep doing it.
Than the guy who's been literally in court this afternoon, today. You're suggesting.
Of course not. Of course I wasn't. I've never said anything like that.
Well, then who was
like that?
Who were the hummus eaters? Plotting to take him down then?
Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, I'm just.
It almost doesn't matter. Strictly speaking, I don't know the answer.
In case you guys don't know what they're talking about, it's when he gave that speech after Charlie Kirk died, where he basically compared Charlie to Jesus, and it was a comparison to like what Jesus went through in the Bible, and everybody saw it as anti-Semitic because like, oh, what are you saying? The Jews killed Charlie Kirk like they killed Jesus?
It seems to me, just as an observer, I've not said
everything's anti-Semitic, guys.
Word about this in public. I'm close with his wife. I was close with him and a bunch of his staff. I don't want to do anything to add to their suffering. So I have resolved to stay out of it until we understand exactly what happened. I do not understand what happened. And when I do, I think I'll probably talk about it, but not until then will I talk about it. So that's been my rule and I've stuck with it. So I wasn't suggesting anything about Charlie Kirk's murder. I was making a timeless and true statement about the nature of truth, which is it endures all attempts to silence it. That's my point. And that's the Christian story. And so for some whatever crazed person to say that's anti-Semitic, again, I stand in wonderment, but also not total surprise that the gospel strikes some people as dangerous. That's always been true. And as I said, that's the point I was making. It has always been dangerous to tell the truth, but you can't extinguish the truth by killing people. That was it. That's what I was saying. That's not what I was implying. I don't imply, I state.
Ben Shapiro has called you an ideological scavenger for your changing of your views. What do you say?
Dude, we need to get, these two guys need to have it out. I don't care where, Brogan, fucking Pat PBD, but yeah, we need to get Tucker and Ben. They need to have a debate. Because Ben's going to lose, dude. He's going to get his ass whooped. So Ben will probably avoid it.
You going to take that?
I don't care. I mean, whatever. I'm not mad at Ben Shapiro. I mean, this is the only issue for reasons of, for personal reasons, this is the only issue that Ben Shapiro cares about. But I care about, this is like the 12th issue on the list of issues I care about. I just don't care about it that much. I just like to get past it. Obviously, funding a country of 9 million, taking orders from a country of 9 million when you're a country of 350 million doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. And,
you say it's not a big issue for you, but you do bring it up an awful
100 likes. Thanks, guys. You guys hit that quick. Thank you, guys. Much love, guys.
lot.
Thank you for the support.
Well, it's in your face. I mean, in June, we were driven to military conflict by Israel. And my view of longstanding since December of 2003 has been, let's not fight any more wars that aren't in our interest. Okay, that's my view. Again, you can disagree. You can say maybe you think the purpose of the U.S. government is to fight other people's wars. I disagree. So that's just my opinion, long stated. And totally sincere.
What are you saying?
And so Israel tries to do that. So I stand up and say, no, I'm sorry. I understand why you want to do that. You're a small country with no resources. It's a totally insignificant country in real terms. And so you need a bigger country to fight your wars. You want that country to be us. How about no?
What do you? And for an insignificant country, it's God's chosen people, Tucker. Don't you understand? Israel's the most important country in the world because they're God's chosen people. And none of us are going to go to heaven until the Jews or whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's funny. That's anti-Semitic to say it's just another small country that doesn't matter. That's anti-Semitic.
Saying that, you get attacked as like a bigot. Well, of course, I'm not a bigot. I just don't want to fight other people's wars. I wouldn't want to fight your wars. I mean, why would I? Right?
But what do you say to your friends, former friends, still people that say to your friends that you've taken a dark turn? The National Review have said you've...
So the whole interview is just like, just admit you're anti-Semitic and you hate Jews. And he's like, I don't hate Jews. It's actually how I feel. Well, what about all your friends who say you hate Jews? What about them? Sorry, but it's disgusting, bro. It's really disgusting. Ben, what's up, brother? Thank you.
Ben Stevens super chatted $19.99. Romans 8:8-12. Paul called out the chosen losing their way in 54 AD on his third mission trip. Encouraged Roman Christians, you don't have to be born of chosen people to graft yourself as a fruit-bearing branch on the tree.
Yeah, he was the Gentile. Paul was for getting the Gentiles to become Christians, you know? You don't have to be a Jew. Paul's a crazy story, man. You know, I've been reading up on it. I got to go over Acts again and kind of like just absorb all that. But the whole story of Paul is, it's crazy, bro. Like the idea that he was literally going around murdering Christians and then he ends up becoming like the most important figure in Christianity. It would be hard for me, man, if I was in that situation. You know, like the guy that was just hunting me down a couple months before, now he's like, oh, actually, listen to me. I'm a Christian now. It's weird. It's weird. But, you know, Paul did dedicate his life. He did a ton of work. He obviously believed the message. I don't think he was a false believer pretending, you know, just to push Christianity on people. But it is a crazy story, man. And it kind of, I think, can be inspiring for some people that, like, no matter how bad you are, there's always redemption, you know?
Crossed into nihilism. You know, why are people that care about you?
Thank you for the 20, brother. Very generous. Thank you so much.
That care about you sort of bewildered by some of the things you've been saying of late.
No one who cares about me is bewildered at all. That's of course the worst kind of passive aggressive feline girl talk. You know, no one cares about me is bewildered. You just call me and ask me what I think, but I say always exactly what I think. I really try to do that all the time, and to be as transparent as I can in public and in private. I don't act any different at dinner than I do on camera, honestly. And my reasons are the ones I just gave you. I don't want to fight another country's war if it's not good for us. Why would I want that? So calling me a racist, an Islamist. No, I'm a Protestant Christian in good standing, actually, more fervent than ever. I'm not an Islamist. I'm not getting paid by a foreign country. I mean, I just don't care about that criticism because it's just not meaningful. People who are literally more loyal to a foreign country are accusing me of being controlled by another country.
That's not necessarily true, though.
Well, wasn't that long ago that...
Tucker's going to be under a lot of fucking heat, bro, because this is, I think they're really scared of Tucker because Tucker is the anti-fucking war, anti-fucking, you know, I don't want to say anti-Israel because it's not anti-Israel. Like, I think Tucker, like myself, we all want the best for Israel. We want Israel to be peaceful and prosperous and, you know, not to have to go to war with it. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, we don't want to have to be dragged into any more wars, man. Okay? And we want to make sure our politicians are working for the citizens of this country and not the citizens of another country. And that's not just the case with Israel. That's also the case with China. It's the case with, a lot of countries who have way too much influence over our government. And if you're America first, that's the shit that we're concerned about. But shout out to Tucker, the next president of the United States. I don't think Tucker will really run, but God, I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see it. Come on, Tucker, Alex, you guys got to run. We got to get all you guys out there. So Trump, apparently after nothing to see here, guys, just shut up. It's all a hoax. Now he's opening an investigation again. Let's listen to Voidzilla.
Trump has ordered an Epstein investigation. This is brand new. We're going to go through it because previously they said we didn't have enough evidence. This all got started 2 days ago when House Democrats released 3 emails that seemed to implicate Trump. The GOP responded by releasing 20,000 emails, saying that those 3 emails were cherry-picked and misleading, specifically in relation to Virginia Giuffre, who never accused Trump of wrongdoing. However, in this huge release of emails, there was a lot. And specifically, I should note that Trump was mentioned more than anyone. But remember, it was a mixed bag. So depending on who your news sources are, you may see them focus on one side of it or the other. Some will spend tons of time talking about Jeffrey Epstein, saying he never got a massage, referring to Trump. Others will focus on the fact that Epstein claimed that he was the only one who could take Trump down, implying that he had some kind of compromising information on Trump. I will remind you that these files went way beyond just Trump. Some people like Michael Wolff came off terrible, like they were plotting to blackmail people. They were running PR for Jeffrey Epstein. Others like...
So you got to remember too, like when these emails were going around, it was a time period when no matter how fucking terrible you were, you could be a Jeffrey Epstein pedophile type. But if you were anti-Trump and you were trying to take Trump down, like they would actually protect you. So that might have been what Epstein was trying to do. He was seeing the writing on the wall. Like, if I can feed them, like the idea that I can take Trump down, maybe they'll protect me. Clearly, it didn't work out though. Maybe when he had the meetings, before he suicided himself allegedly. Maybe when he had those meetings with whoever the government actors were, and he was like, yeah, I could take Trump down, but FYI, I could also take Clinton down too. Oh, okay. Who knows, dude? Or maybe Trump fucking took him out. I don't know. I don't think he killed himself, though.
And seemed to be much closer than we previously knew. This went to the highest halls of power, and we talked about some of the governments that were even involved. But today, I just want to focus on everything that led up to now there being an investigation into the Epstein files. Because previously, the DOJ has said there was no evidence to do this, which is what's really weird about all of this. Remember, the flip-flopping...
Did this motherfucker buy a smoke machine for his studio? I mean, maybe this is just it's probably just a video. He's probably green screened and he's got a video of smoke behind him. But that'd be funny. I mean, he's making enough money. He could probably buy a fucking smoke machine just for his videos.
That's been going on over and over. I'm going to put a few clips here just to show you how much things have changed over the days, weeks, and months leading up to this.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. Why is the FBI...
Yeah, this is old Cash before he started getting that good pussy. And he knew, he goes, oh, you want that good pussy? You got to shut the fuck up about the Epstein files. Allegedly, in my humble opinion, I don't really know. Okay, don't sue me.
FBI protecting the greatest in human history.
Simple, because of who's on that list.
There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
A lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
Breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released.
I'm not going to withhold information from the American public ever, but I'm also not going to rush to get it out there in a format in which they can't rely on it.
Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019. But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
And then what changes? Everybody's like, we don't believe you. Actually, Trump, you probably fucked some kids. Oh, also, investigations opened up again. Dude, can you please stop shooting yourself in the foot? Please. At this point, you better have fucked some kids, Trump, because there's no legitimate reason to be covering this up. If you're doing it just to protect the deep state, that's bitch shit, dude. That's bitch shit. I mean, the only thing that would make sense is Trump fuck some kids. I don't know.
That's right. First, it was a Democrat cover-up. Then they...
And I don't want to believe that. There's so much evidence that he didn't. But the way he's fucking behaving, bro, it leaves that possibility in your mind. You can't just throw it out.
Reviewed the files. They found Trump's name in a few of them. Then they said it was a Democrat hoax. They said there's nothing to release here. Jeffrey Epstein was a soul trafficker to himself. And they released a memo basically saying there's nothing to see here. They said specifically, we did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties, and that it did not expose any additional third parties to allegations of illegal wrongdoing. And yet now we are investigating people. So what has flip-flopped us yet again? Well, after this email release, the president has been acting really weird. First, he personally called Rep. Lauren Boebert, urging her to withdraw support for a bill releasing the Epstein files. And then several of the top law enforcement officials met to discuss the Epstein files, specifically in the Situation Room, which was covered by a White House correspondent. And I think it's worth hearing him talk about how weird this is for people who aren't in the Washington zeitgeist.
In that same day.
Yeah, Colt C, I need to get that, guys. I'm going to start a Amazon wish list for a fog machine. I mean, I don't know if that'd be a good idea to have a fucking smoke machine inside as I do the show. That's what I need. Maybe that's what will get me up to 1,000 concurrent viewers. A smoke machine.
She was summoned to a meeting with the Attorney General and the FBI Director. So these are the top law enforcement officials of the whole United States government are sitting in the White House Situation Room, providing a briefing. I'm like, okay, so what does that all tell you? You've got very sensitive information that being briefed here to a member of Congress, presumably, with a security clearance. Honestly, when I see something like that, I'm like, that's just flashing intel, right? So the fact that this happened in the Situation Room really was like a whoa moment for me.
Right.
Because I'm like, wow. So this goes to classified setting. They don't want her to bring a briefing, or they don't want to bring her phone in. Presumably, she probably didn't have any staff that were allowed in there. This is like clearance to the max.
Yeah.
So this wasn't an ordinary reaction. I mean, they were taking it very seriously. And the fallout to all of this was Donald Trump today saying he will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice.
Oh, Pam Bondi's going to be heading this? Okay, yeah. We're definitely going to get the files now. Look, Trump, if you're serious and you want something done about this, don't put Bondi on it. Don't put Bongino on it. Don't put Kash Patel on it. And I don't think they're the ones that, honestly, I don't think Kash Patel and they're doing this on their own accord. I think this is all Trump's marching orders from the top. It's got to be. It's got to be Trump.
To investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with him. And Bondi immediately accepted, saying, "Thank you, Mr. President. The department will pursue this with urgency."
We don't believe you. We don't believe you.
Ben Stevens
What's up, Ben?
super chatted $9.99. I sense distraction inbound. Argentina had a terrorist attack on a refinery yesterday.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Small plane flew into it.
Damn.
Smells like a false flag with more to come for a hot war with Venezuela.
Yeah, we got the shit going down in Mexico right now. I mean, he wouldn't be the first president to just go to war to get over some bad fucking poll numbers, bro. Let's hope he doesn't do that, though. But I don't know, man. It's hard to predict what Trump's going to do now. He's a wild card. Everything he ran on, you can throw it out the window. That's not who he is anymore. So we're in for some surprises, man.
And integrity. But notably, all these people are sort of Democrats. So there don't seem to be any Republicans mentioned here, which makes sense given that Trump's initial statement calls it still an Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans. So it seems clear that they're not going to go after their own. Instead,
There's definitely is that what he's doing? Is he just wants to protect the Republican Party? Because obviously it's not just Democrats, Republicans. There's going to be Republicans that are going to be, having, they're going to be involved in this shit. It's not just Democrats. There's no way it's just Democrats. So if that's what it is at the end of the day, you're just protecting the old fucking Republican Party that your base wants to see go away. Like, it's just so sad.
Going to go after Democrats.
Thank you for the 10, brother.
Only, which again is weird because they previously said they did not have evidence to do any of that. They said they didn't have evidence to investigate anyone, Democrat or Republican. And when people didn't buy that and said, well, clearly there's something here and you guys are hiding it, they go, okay, well, we're only going to investigate one side of it, which I don't think is going to appease anyone, especially given that these emails that we just saw crossed the spectrum, once again, as we knew, and heavily involved Trump, despite the fact that some of them were good for him, some of them were bad for him. There's just no basis to just investigate one side of the political spectrum here.
Yeah, and no one's going to believe it. If like you're approaching it, it's like, oh, we're just trying to take down the Democrats, and no one's going to believe it. Now, if you were to like release a bunch of shit that showed Republicans and Democrats, then people would be like, oh, okay, maybe this is real because he's not covering up for Republicans. So maybe we're actually getting transparency now. But if you don't do that, no one's going to believe it. They're going to be like, you're just doing what the Democrats did, and you're just cherry picking shit to make the other side look bad. We don't want that. Give us fucking transparency. We'll never get it. We'll never get it until we go fucking Mexico. Till we go full fucking Mexico, which we shouldn't, by the way. I'm against that. At this point in time, I'm against that.
And especially given that previously y'all said that there was nothing, there was no evidence. What's the evidence now to justify an investigation? Well, I'll give you one theory, although to be clear, it's impossible to know. Maybe this is just vindictive, but take the context for a second that we are about to have the House order the release of the Epstein files. Well, if the DOJ has an ongoing investigation, suddenly they can say, hey, we can't release all the files to you because there's information here that's part of...
That's a good point. That might be what this is about. Because look, it's proven at this point, they're not really about transparency. They're not about releasing everything they have. So what is this really about? Is it about just, publicly looking like you care again? Publicly looking like you're doing the right thing? Or is it even worse? Is this a way to fucking stop the release of the files? That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Of an ongoing investigation, so we have to hold that back. So it's very worrisome that on the eve of these Epstein files being released by the DOJ, suddenly they have this investigation, which might mean that they can't release them. It's honestly also corrupt, and all of us are just wanting everyone to be investigated in all of this, or at the minimum, some transparency, which it seems like we're never going to get.
Is that too much to ask for? A little fucking transparency, bro? Is that too much to ask for the American people, that we can actually be informed as to what the fuck is going on so we can make educated choices about the future of this fucking country? Is that too much to ask for, Trumpy? I guess it is, huh? I guess it is. Guys, wonderful show. I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. This was a fun show. The whole Mexico part, that was so much fun. I shouldn't be enjoying it so much, but yeah, that was fun. That was fun. God bless Mexico. Pray for the people of Mexico. Pray that they can overcome the corrupt system that they find themselves in. And maybe in 10 years, Mexico could be a fucking shining beacon to the world of how you can overcome corruption and become great. Become great again. Let's make Mexico great again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the memberships. El Jefe, thank you for the gifted memberships. You guys rock. Thank you so much for the support. All the likes, we're at 110 now. The music definitely made it better, Olive. That's the fun stuff about anything Mexico related, is you just add a little mariachi music and it's a good time. It's a good time. Thank you guys. I'll definitely be here tomorrow night. Remember, I got to make up for all the missed shows this week. It was because of my dental issues. So I will be here tomorrow night. I will be here as much as possible till the end of the month. Much love. Thank you guys for the support. If you haven't smashed a thumbs up yet, go ahead, smash a thumbs up. I'm sure most of you have, though, so thank you. It's very much appreciated. Links in the description if you want to support on Patreon or if you want to become a member to support the show. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow night. Mark it on your set an alarm. 9 o'clock Central tomorrow. We'll see you here. All right. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful Saturday night. And we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Take care, everybody. Much love.
Please subscribe.
All right, sorry. I got to play. The super chat came in right. I got to play it. Rabbits. I got to play the super chat. Thank you, Rabbits.
That Rabbits Dynamite super chatted $10. GN all. Great show.
Good night, brother. Thank you for the 10. I'm glad you enjoyed the show, man. I'm trying to hopefully it will keep getting better. There's still a lot of room for improvement, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And yeah, see you tomorrow night. Thank you, Rabbits. Good night, guys.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.